Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. Pokepo on your screen. The silent killer, essentially, Hex, the man. You know, we're not calling them much, but he's hitting shatters. He's getting work done.
It's, you know, it's the offensive lineman theory. If you don't say their name, they're doing their job.
There you go.
Pokepo's been doing it without his former partner in crime, Daco. A lot of history there, but he's made the adjustments. Got the cleanup there on Blizzard World, just swinging away the hammer. Not the most impressive, but it's not making mistakes, and that's important. You need the consistent play out of your tanks. The other side of things, you know, you got Fate kind of not playing his best.
Fate is struggling against his very name. It's tough. It's tough. Well, I mean, in terms of Fate, it's really just, I mean, in terms of this team right now, you can tell that the struggle is so real. First point, all smiles. First map, all smiles. Everybody, you know, getting fired up. Yeah. And now if you're taking a look at them, all six, it's just dejected. I'm getting flashbacks of Shanghai last season.
I mean, it's the same thing. I reviewed tape on this team, and I'm like, you can't blame a single player. You can blame everybody. Everyone's had mistakes. Everyone's had bad games, but you know, it's been tough sledding here. I mean, of course, the map was extremely one-sided, but I don't want to give Pokepo some dap here. Final blows, huge. Earthshatter stuns. Yeah. Look, there were like 2 fights that whole map, and you got 7 Earthshatter stuns. 4 resulted in kills. Didn't die a single time. What more do you want out of your Reinhardt?
Well, keep in mind, it is worth pointing out. Oh no, that was on the other one. In terms of switching between the Winston and the Rhine, and the Winston and the Rhine, and the Winston and the Rhine. It seems like Fate. Keep in mind in terms of the numbers, you see the time played there at the bottom. Yeah,
a little bit off, but I mean, just on Blizzard World alone, about as one-sided as I've ever seen Blizzard World played, and the Valiant looked defeated. I don't know what to tell you. They looked defeated. This has happened before. They were all smiles after map 1. They need to learn how to shake off a map loss and then just move on. Now, like, you lost the second map, fine. Go into halftime, you know, have a cookie, have a juice box, reset, get your blood sugar going. No smiles there today.
It's a shame because we can't see to the end. Now, it doesn't look like Custa's talking much right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
So it's like, who is, did you have that? I mean, Custa looked like he was trying to be that rallying force at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, Custa's hands are together, and he talks with his hands often. So I'd have to say that he's not saying a whole lot there. This is the man who has been playing Zarya most of the time in Stage 1. Kariv, often known as a flex support, as he was most of Season 1 of the Overwatch League, now is going to come in and take that flex support role back from Izayaki.
So let's go ahead and hop in the map, and we'll see. I think you can hear in the distance. Junkertown is going to be it, so let's see.
Junkertown is a beast all of its own. There are all of the maps in the Overwatch League, and then there's Junkertown. It's its entire own thing. There's a strategy on this map that we have dubbed the pirate ship. You put a bastion on the cart, you put shields in front of them, acting as the sails, if you will, and then you just kind of let the cannon fire down everybody else, and almost every single team tries to run it or a variation of it. Defensively, you start putting in some Widows and some Hanzos onto it. You get a Roadhog in there, anything to try to disrupt the force of will that is the pirate ship. Atlanta right now, the only team we know is going to be locked in because they're on the defense, not really playing into that game. They're just going to run a 3-3.
They're just sticking to their guns, Hex. It's worked so well so far, so hey, why are we going to mess with it?
It's on the Valiant to prove they can do anything against it.
So far, I mean, they haven't really given too much hope, but we'll see. Anything possible. Right. Valiant right now, they'll be on the offense, and the Rain ready.
Atlanta's setting up right here in anticipation of a Bastion strategy. This way you can stop them from ever getting on the cart. It's double mind games. As the Valiant know that's where they're hiding out.
Yeah, checking it. You even had the Sonic Arrow thrown out there to see through walls. It's a little bit of a spot, real quick. And then just the Rain holding close. The Valiant, they're shut up in their own home. You gotta let them out at some point. And Baby Bay just gonna go ahead and take full advantage of this. Straight up, 63 energy counting now, so he's gonna get to start really melting faces, but losing Pokepo immediately here in this fight, not gonna help.
I'm gonna call that the production curse. They put up his card, they highlighted the stats, and now he dies first in this one. The Valiant will break out of their shelter. Get out here. Baby Bay just trying to buy some time. Doing a rather good job of it, too. Might even have his bubble on cooldown. Yeah, there it is. Finally cleaned up, but that cart doesn't move while he's there.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of progress that's going to get made now. It's almost like a little bit of a stagger, really. Baby Bay going to have to stomp his way back into this. Masa could be there to ferry him back. But they will be able to, with that early hold, that's what I like about the strategy from the Rain, is with the early hold, they'll get another chance to contest here as the point makes its way forward.
They might even be able to fight around the first corner. Yeah. It's ideal.
And this is actually going to be spot on, perfect, you're right. Right at the bridge, straight over the top, Baby Bay just launching him in, working his way up to that grab as quick as he can. This will be the opportunity for a big fight as Fate just goes leaping in. Once again, the focus fire is there, but Pokepo's the one to go down, as well as Massa. We lose Fate, but it might be too little too late.
This one's not over yet. We'll see what kind of commitment we get in here. Graviton comes after Transcend. There could be a small window after this to try to clean up these kills. Kariv out in no man's land, able to get himself alive. Now they commit their own Transcendence, does Atlanta.
Okay, then Chaotic here, definitely. Now it's going to be KSF. Nice delay on the grab. Bomb goes boom, but nobody goes under. Baby Bay, though, hanging on by a thread, still manages to take Kariv with him. He's still here. How does this man survive?
They're
Finally.
still fighting, but this is going to be the cleanup. The Valiant will capture the first point. Is that like Baby's first war machine? Bomb goes boom.
All works.
Welcome to Junkertown.
Welcome to Junkertown. Love that. Very Mad Max inspired map.
Yes, indeed. Exactly. Mitch's favorite map. But let's get into it. The Rain. Rain need to stabilize, and we're seeing it on the high ground. So in terms of taking shots at each other, not really going to be the case just yet. Baby Bay will be happy up there, though, because he gets to chuck down the grenades from on high. Trying to take full advantage of it. Needs Pokepo to get up there so he can get some energy going with the bubble. But Fate, you can see, gets the bubble, launches his way in, has the Primal online, so he knows he can survive the pressure if it gets a bit hairy. But Agilities goes down, and it's the Rain just taking the fight to him.
Yeah, Pokepo does get in there, though, and opens it up with a kill on Agilities. It's so difficult to win a fight with a Brigida down early in the fight. So Pokepo starts his redemption tour as he was the first to die in the first few fights. And that'll be the stabilizing fight that they needed. All comes off the back of a barrier and a shatter. So on the flip side of things, the Valiant are going to have a slightly better ultimate economy lead. But Atlanta's got plenty of their own, so this one is not dictated just on the numbers just yet.
Dogman's going to have trance, yep, sure enough. So keeping an eye on KSF as well, just to see if he can get a grab going into this. As Baby Bay decides it's now time to grab, instant use of the Transcendence on the side of Kariv. Trying to keep everybody up. They do manage to survive the bomb. And there's the shatter straight on through. Big shatter coming in from Pokepo. Could set it up here. The tanks rather just dueling it out, but the kill on Agilities and the follow-up on Fate is going to snuff this push for the Valiant.
Yeah, he got Agilities first again. It's Pokepo redeeming himself. And as we entered in the second part of Junkertown, it was about 15-4 as far as eliminations go. Now it's darn near even at 15-13. So Atlanta, Puron stabilizing. They're just throwing in ults in there, but they're using them before Valiant even has a chance. Dogman has Transcendence for KSF's inevitable Graviton Surge, and Atlanta holding pretty aggressively yet again.
Not quite the spawn, but pretty close. It's in that neighborhood, that zip code. Dogman dodging it. Doing a Neo impression, but there's the grab. Instantly goes for the trans. Gets in here, doesn't manage to get to Baby Bay fast enough to save him, though. Could eventually hurt the defense here for the Rain, as they are looking like they might be getting cut off one from the other. Dogman doing the best he can to stay in this, and a double headshot straight to the dome. Space barely gets out.
That's another shatter from Pokepo. Knocks him on the ground. He got pushed off there, and it's as easy as it gets for Dogman. Just domes him a couple of times. Losing Baby Bay early in that fight was a terrible harbinger of what to come, because he's not able to bubble Pokepo, and he's not able to get Graviton Surge. So they're going to give up some ground here without losing the fight entirely, but I think this is the correct move for Atlanta.
They have to, but they're getting cut one after another. KSF, once again, the one to find Baby Bay, and now it's just going to be KSF on cleanup duty.
Yeah, this one's over. They're going to take second point. You can't fight this anymore. Baby Bay dying with Graviton Surge was brutal there. Needed to get it out, but they were out of sorts. Never a full regroup for Atlanta. The Valiant will take second point. They are down 2-1 in the series. They need this map to stay alive. Looking good so far.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration perhaps here for the side of Atlanta. Not quite the result they were looking for. But now let's see, can they hold on the final stretch of this map? We're going to go around the bend here with the payload towards the third final point. Valiant, a little bit of wind beneath their wings. Trying to get in here, and that's certainly going to help eating the grab.
That's all Valiant right now. As soon as that grab gets eaten, it's just about the cleanup time. The Moss is on the card, but only for a second. Squads break up from the Valiant and eliminate everybody else. I believe that's Baby Bay's first grab eaten, or his second, something like that, but he had a really tough day previously on the Zarya, still kind of understanding the nuance of it, when grabs can go in, when they cannot. But that on the other side of things means that Valiant is going to have a Graviton of their own, and there's almost nothing on Atlanta to contest this. They can throw in a self-destruct and pray, but that's it.
High ground occupied for KSF as well. Hey, I like this. Go ahead, remove Baby Bay yet again from the fight. The damage is just going to be sorely lacking on the side of Atlanta Reign if he keeps getting picked off like that. On to Zarya, and that is not going to help things. FRD isn't going to be able to challenge this at all. It's not looking likely. He's going to have to drop down just barely, but it's not going to be a contest. Goes for the plays, and it's just not going to work. The Valiant 3 points.
Getting the Zarya is just such a big issue early on because you don't have the damage. And then it takes you forever to get the damage again. You have to use your shields as resources to get that damage. It means you can't use them defensively. And then you're not out there long enough to do enough damage to get Graviton Surge. That's how important Zarya is in this current meta right now. Losing Zarya first almost guarantees you losing a team fight. And right now, Baby Bay is sitting at 36% average energy because you don't build energy in spawn.
Exactly. Or when you're cut off from the rest of your team. Or, I mean, this is kind of what we saw in the first point, though.
Yeah. Or
the first map, rather, of this series. Valiant were able to close it in 2, and Baby Bay was a bit absent in that one. KSF was the show. And, well, we're seeing a little bit of that now. Yeah. I don't know whether or not we're going to see different here going into offense.
She's one of the most synergetic heroes. Your team simply can't operate the same way without your Zarya there. And when she's dying first all the time, really the composition doesn't work. Zarya outside a 3-3 composition is not the strongest hero in the world. Inside of it, she is the linchpin that makes this thing work entirely. Allows your tanks to be aggressive, saves your supports, is really the main source of damage. Baby has got to do a better job. I know he's adjusting to this hero. It's not necessarily something he's known of in his pool, but he's got to have a little bit better here.
Numbers just a little low across the board here for the Reign, so a lot of focus on Baby Bay. The rest of the team, they need to get focused up. We've seen great offense from them on the past 2 maps, though, so I do expect to see more of the same here from them. Whereas on the side of the Valiant,
all right,
changing it up. I like it.
We've got a Widow, we've got a Sombra, Orisa and Roadhog, the ball and chain combination. Use your halts, called the ball, puts them in a single spot. Use the chain, the hook, you just yank them from that spot, you kill them.
Custa's on the Mercy as well.
Might be, yeah. I mean, they're gonna run some solo support here.
Let's see. I mean, Custa, definitely quite a bit of experience.
The Roadhog also allows you to run solo support more effectively because he's his own source of heal. So you can prioritize healing everybody else and mostly keeping the Orisa alive. Also gives you the resurrection.
Hex, what year is it? Agilities, we're on a junk. Junkertown, Junkrat, they're not going to be able to make anything going here. Oh, there's the nice play, though. KSF going to get focused. Oh, he barely survives. Excellent support. Dogbat eventually finds the kill, but they trade it for Pokepo.
Has a good hack on him as well, making sure that they cannot grapple away. This is going to be some chaos right now. Nice resurrection there. KSF is back in, full strength now. Atlanta is fighting without a man, trying to get Pokepo back into the mix. They are fully regrouped.
You're right, Hex. He's a hamster. He's currently trying to hide, but KSF, it's a bit of a long-range duel that's not going to favor you there, Ister. Let's see if he can get back over to the rest of his team and get topped up again. That's going to be a lot of energy for the heals. Poke first to die again here in this fight, trying to make plays.
Urster's so low, he's going to have to back up. Baby Bay is going back to spawn just to get healed. But now they should have EMP about to come online. KSF has been an issue so far. It's up to the Sombra, the Winston, and even the Hammond to an extent to pressure KSF if you're not going to run your own Widow.
Yes, exactly. Kind of surprising, actually, you'd expect, perhaps.
I think Baby Bay is going to give this an EMP a shot, and then if they don't crack this defense with the Sombra, you might see Baby Bay go to Widow. Because it's not like KSF's hiding behind shields or anything.
No, he's just out brass, Bolden's brass. He's out there on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. EMP to kick things off. Is there any follow-up possible? Perhaps there is.
Gets 2.
Bit split up. Bit split up on the focus fire there. No real follow-through. And KSF removing Masa from the fight isn't going to help things either.
This looks like a Valiant hold so far. They've got Tyre ready to go too. Baby Bay does switch over to the Widow, as prophesized. They have to do something to at least pressure KSF. You can't just let him sit on the water tower and take shots all day.
I'm wondering if KSF is aware of this, though. Well, probably now, but it seemed like for a moment he was trying to play some off angles, not open himself up too much out in the open exactly. Yeah, Baby Bay, he's like, oh, is he still on the water tower so I can get that clean shot? Nope, guess not. Gonna have to work for it.
Maps go fast again. We're at a minute 20. Atlanta needs to get this checkpoint, extend their clock. Let's see if we can get some good tire efficiency out of Agilities here. They also have a support ultimate online. Custa can just go to the sky, although that's a dangerous gambit with Baby Bay on the Widow.
running low on time here, though, for the Reign. We're just past that. We just passed the minute mark. Agilities with the tire, hunting for a target right over the rooftop. Not the. There we go. There we go. Takes down Vasa. He saw the IHP tanks like, nope. Definitely going for the Ana. Oh, Kareem trying to body block Dogman in the doorway. Didn't quite happen.
KSF getting pressured down, but it's just a lone Winston back there. That's never going to work. In fact, Poco's going to give his life for it. Does eventually take down KSF, but
yep.
Valiant has a mercy.
Exactly.
We're appeasing the audience. Someone had to play mercy sign out there that I wasn't a fan of, but apparently Custa listened.
Custa believe. Definitely not a main, though. I mean, in terms of the reses, he really is just going, I think he's had 2 reses.
Yeah, the ominous music means this is about it. Last chance for Atlanta to push through, and they make wholesale changes. They go to a 3-3 composition. Dogman is on the Morello, which means an extended fight. He couldn't get Coalescence out.
Korea trying to back off, so long as he can keep a presence here. Gets stunned in the heel as well. That's not going to help things. Decides to go whole hog, and he will get overwhelmed. Custa gets picked, and Fate is gone. This is it now for the Reign. Primed and ready here to pick up the first point and to keep the fight alive.
They will get this first point, but it's not going to be all that great. They have to complete the map. They will get a time extension here through everything they had at that one. It wasn't even a whole lot, just able to focus down targets there. Perhaps stepping a little out of line was the Roadhog. However, now, 2.5 minutes get added to the clock. The slowest door in existence opens up, and the payload will move through it.
And in quickly up here onto the high ground to match it. Baby Bay hunting for targets. And it's looking like wholesale changes on both sides.
No one's got anything here. We're into pure Overwatch, yep. No ultimates ability. Space has the self-destruct. Just gonna lob it in.
Easily dodged, but it does force him into a different path. Perhaps Space, now he's got the high ground here. Gonna be able to back his teammate up. And it's a matter of the Reign just sticking together. They need to keep that presence going on the payload. Minute 45 on the clock here for him. Space trying to knock somebody out of position. Some good focus fire going in here on a Poco, but the body block just in the nick of time from FRD, keeping his main tank up. So the sound barrier now gets thrown in, as well as the rally. Reign are not holding back with these ultimates. They are really trying to throw everything down here and win this fight decisively.
At the exact same time, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst overlap. Dogman's able to take down Fate early. Transcendence fades from the other side. Atlanta's getting the kills. Dogman's the first to fall. This one's not over.
Yeah, without
now
the
it's over.
But yeah, agility's gone. That's pretty much going to be it.
It's a nice Fire Strike late. Fire Strike often overlooked, does a ton of damage, goes through shields. If you can be a sniper on your Reinhardt with a Fire Strike, you're adding a lot of value to your team. Also charges your ult very quickly. Speaking of such, Pokpo has his Earth Shatter. Not much to block it on the side, as the Valiant are still running a Winston rather than a Reinhardt.
We have KSF with the grab. That's why we're following him. Could be going for the long range dunk shot, perhaps. Nice knock on a Poco, and yep, sure enough, just throws it in. Gonna be able to pick up a couple here on the Reign side. Self-destruct, no kills for it. Now it's just out and out chaos. Fate doing the best he can, but it's not gonna be good enough.
Ooh.
Him and Kareem. FRD gonna find Kareem with the self-destruct, and that's gonna be it. The Reign will find success. They will pick up a second point.
Just slam it on home here, committed a couple ultimates, but it doesn't matter as soon as you win it. And yet again, we see Fate go off of the Winston onto the Reinhardts. He's gonna be behind in this fight, of course. Another Shatter will be up from Pokebos, building them rather quickly. But now at least the Valiant are gonna have a defensive measure against this. I mean, Winston has a bubble, but that thing's easily breakable and it's got a pretty decent cooldown on it, so very easily timed shatters. Transcendence used already by Grieve.
Nicely done there, hitting in the corner. Any kind of follow-up though, not quite. Space finds Dogman once again. That's not gonna help things. And then this is Fate swinging away like a maniac, and he's gonna get a couple of kills to his name, so solid work here on the side of the defense.
I think Atlanta's actually happy with that fight. They forced out Sound Barrier and Transcendence very, very early in that fight. Reeve's a madman, so he's getting up to 50% yet again. But they were able to force out 2 support ultimates. And the Valiant, I think, are going to be wise to engage here as much as possible. Because you look at the clock, we're below a minute.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time for the Reign. And if they die here, they can still challenge. So the Reign need clean fights from here on out. They need to be wise with their ultimates. Shatter goes down. Massa quick check to make sure nobody's laid out. Instead, it's Dogman going for the trance. But that's going to set it up here for KSF. KSF's got the grab, and so he can come right in. And yep, sure enough, grab goes in. Instant sound barrier used by Massa, but that's going to be forcing it in. It's just not enough to keep Erster alive. Rain struggling somewhat here.
Desperation shatter gets thrown in as the Zimmer music makes them panic. They lose Pokeball, they lose FRD. 15 seconds remain. It's going to be difficult for the Atlanta Rain to even touch this carts. I do believe we're very likely to be headed to the beautiful city of Busan.
That'll be that 5th map to settle it. First team to get 3 wins. And we're looking at a tied situation unless the magic can happen here for the Rain. Erster getting his teammates armored up. Dogman unfortunately didn't get any of that.
Grab is ready.
Rebay's got the grab.
There's no support ult to stop it just yet.
An opening and he chucks it in. Does manage to sink it in this time as well. Focus fire is there. Fate and KSF gone. Valiant want to take this fight, die quick so they can come back out with their team. Agility's trying to just buy a little bit more, but that will be a quick reset here for the Valiant. They will have the time to group up again as 6 and then challenge the cart.
Still going. There's a Transcendence on the side for Atlanta to use as a defensive ultimate if they get Graviton. KSF at 75% towards that. So far, though, the Valiant's still in a better position ultimate-wise. Pokebo in the back pocket will get a shatter during this fight. Do or die time.
Is it possible? Fate looking for it, just charging straight in. He's got the bubble there from KSF. KSF nearly another grab online for him, so this is going to get spicy and dicey for the Rain because they are a little bit poor on their side of things. There's the shatter right through under the cart. Forces Dogman with the trance. Grab is there as well, so it's working out just barely. Erster gone. Dogman goes next. Pokebo is out, and the Rain, they're falling apart. The Valiant look like they're going to get the job done.
The Valiant finally flip on the aggression switch. So often this team just on the back foot constantly. The rallies to me felt more like retreats with me. This time they take the correct engagement, take the fight to them, force a decisive map number 5.
You can hear it, the wings out chant. Fans starting to wake up here now that their team finding some success of their own. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see the deciding map of this series.